Hello. Good afternoon.
It's a lovely afternoon.
It's beautiful. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to another Linleys video. Hi, I'm Warren Brand. This time I'm visiting Buckden Pike in the Yorkshire Dales. Stick with me to follow my route and enjoy some of the scenes along the way. This afternoon I've started my adventure having parked near the Buck Inn in Buckden. It's a lovely fine evening and the forecast is for clear skies overnight, so I'm looking forward to a lovely solo wild camp up on the summit. I'm following the easy grady track out from the northern side of the village with the lovely Wharf Valley on the left. After about a kilometre, I looked out for the right turn to follow a rising path a little more directly up to the summit. With another couple of kilometres to go, I still had loads of time before the sun set, but faced a steady climb of about 300 metres to get to the highest ground. The route along this section is rather mixed. Some patches are basically just grassy paths, whereas there are some parts which are rocky, steeper and need some effort. But I have to say, it's fantastic being out in the wonderful Yorkshire Dales once again. The late afternoon sun is keeping the April chill at bay, at least for the moment. The temperature is expected to be just below freezing overnight on the summit. The trig point, my target for tonight, is easy to spot from a distance. It stands proudly, squarely and starkly white in contrast to its nearby friend, a stone cairn with a small stone cross on top. As the sun goes down, the whole area on the top of Buckden Pike took on a golden theme. It made for a very special evening out on the summit. I have not visited the mountain before, and so not only am I exploring the area for the first time, I'm also going to enjoy a night out on the top too. It's a lovely evening. It's a lovely evening, a bit blowy, a little bit cold, and I think my water in my transit is about to boil. For my pasta. Yeah, almost there. Got a cup of tea. It was cold overnight. The frost on the tent convinced me of that, but in just the time it took for me to get sorted, have breakfast sitting on the lump of rock, and packed away, my tent had mostly dried out. Heading out in the early morning sunlight, I kept on the east side of the ridge wall, walking south towards the Memorial Cross. I had researched this location before my trip and knew of the historic importance of the memorial along the ridge. The cross just ahead is a memorial to the Polish crew of a Wellington bomber who perished on the mountain when their plane crashed in January 1942. The details of the tragic event are documented widely on the internet and are well worth checking out. Remarkably, the brave young airman who was tucked away in the rear gunner turret survived the crash and managed to scramble his way down to safety in the snowy blizzard. I took a few moments to consider how terrible the scene would have looked after the crash. I also thought of my grandfather, who was lost during the Second World War. He was shot down over France whilst in a bomber. Between the towns of Buckden and Starbottom, there are several ways up and down this mountain, and I was tempted to include the Buckden Beck scramble route with the waterfalls and the walk past the old lead mine. But with the lovely weather this weekend, I wanted to enjoy the views from the ridge route. So, to make my way down this morning, I took the southeasterly route over the slightly rutted and peat boggy sections to pick up the broader track down to Starbottom. just as I met the broader track and before going through the gate on my right. To my left is a low rock which has an oddly carved inscription. If you have any idea what these markings mean, please do comment in the box below. There were a few folk out at this time in the morning, some running, some hiking, and several just out walking their dogs, presumably having come up from the villages below. The broader path is lost on occasions, but easy to pick up again. Some of it is very rutted, with tractor tyres having cut deep grooves in the soft ground. About halfway down, the route then joins a stony track called Walden Road. This heads down all the way, first with Cam Gill Beck lower on the left side, before the track crosses over the descending ridgeline and drops down to Starbottom with the wide Wharfdale Valley and the town just ahead on the right. To avoid the tramp back along the road, I decided to take the recommended path along the Riverside back north to Buckden. From the southern edge of Starbottom, the path crosses the broad flat bottom of the valley, linking up with the footbridge over the River Wharfdale. I just meandered, enjoyed the wander and headed north a few kilometres back to Buckden. I don't know how long this section took me. I just enjoyed the views, soaked up the sunshine and really appreciated being out once again. The weather is glorious today, bright, dry and not much wind. I don't think I would have chosen this Riverside route in the winter or in drab weather, as the views and the fun of negotiating the quirky little bridges made it for me, and in bad weather I don't think it would have been as much fun. Look at this oddly shaped tree. At a glance it looks quite dead, but looking more closely, the buds and the shoots are about to spring into life for the summer season once again. The old stone bridge at Buckden is in view at last, and I just have to pause for a photo moment, or should that be a video vlogging moment, to capture the beautiful and peaceful, picturesque countryside at this spot. I have tried to capture some of the special views along this walk, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this collection of clips captured along the way. If you've enjoyed this video, please do indicate this by giving it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy the great outdoors and like the sorts of videos I create, it would be super good if you subscribe to my channel. These things all help my channel and, more importantly for me on a daily basis, gives me a smile knowing that other folk like my videos too.
Cheers.
Back at the car, I didn't waste any time in heading down the valley to find a pub for a quick pint and a chance to check my maps again. So, until next time, thanks for watching and bye for now.